Good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
How are you feeling today?
We're fine.
Thank you, ma'am. So that's good to hear. So before we start our lesson, let us all stand and let us open our discussion with opening prayer and the air request. Miss Marisol, please.
Let us all our hands close our eyes. For another opportunity to learn. Open and bless our mind and our heart, understand our national life, and we can see our classmates prepare us for the future. Amen.
So before we start, may I request our class monitor to please say if there is absent or excuse in the class. Miss Marjorie.
Miss Florence is excused today while Kyla Marie is absent.
So thank you, Miss Marjorie. So before we proceed to our next topic, may I call Miss Ilya to please provide us with our previous discussion.
So last discussion po, we discussed about the 4 C's of the 21st century skills, and at the same time we delve deeper about the digital literacy and digital literacy skills and also compare them.
So thank you, Miss Ilya. So before we proceed to our discussion proper, let us first have a quick icebreaker. So we will be having a quick game which is entitled Bingo. So you already know what is Bingo. So magpo-provide kami ng piece of paper na kung saan nakasulat dito yung mga different platforms. So ang mangyayari, pwede kayong manalo ng diagonal, horizontal, vertical. Kahit tatlong beses lang na matawag yung
Yes.
So, pero kapag nag-bingo kayo, sabihin nyo na bingo.
Bingo!
I-shade nyo lang po kung ano yung present you our objectives. So first, we will be defining flexible learning environment, identify the different platforms for flexible learning, and demonstrate the proper use of technology tools. So anyone who can give me a simple explanation or idea about flexible learning environment. Yes, Sir.
Flexible learning environment po is ano siya, kaya niyang mag-adjust depende sa scenario. Like for example is, kunwari tayo nagka-class tayo dito, tapos biglang hindi naman inaasahan na nawala ng kuryente, tapos merong mga alternative na mga learning materials yung teacher na pwedeng i-present para matuloy pa rin yung klase kahit wala yung support ng technology.
Okay, so thank you. So let us define what is flexible learning environment. History and
Learning nowadays is viewed differently. The present generation of learners has access to information at their fingertips. The teacher is no longer seen as basically the dispenser of knowledge, but rather as one who expertly directs the learners to take their own task in searching for answers to questions raised inside the classroom. Then they bring this back to the class to further discussion until perhaps solutions are agreed. They can search the web and discover the of information related to the lesson. They even have a patience to stay in the front of the computer for an unusual longer time in search of the more article and multimedia materials that simplify the challenging topic. That is why they can sometimes learn more than what is confirmed in the for concern of the class.
So we are all aware naman that in today's reality, we are very different from the past. So ang dami nang nagbago sa mundo ngayon, lalo na ngayon sa pag-aaral natin. So ang dami nang pagbabago na naging dahilan kung bakit sabi nga dito, learning nowadays is very different. So kakaiba na yung pagtingin ng karamihan kung paano matuto ang isang tao. At the same time, sabi dito, the teacher is no longer seen as basically the dispenser of knowledge, but rather as one who expertly directs the learners to take their own track in searching for answers to questions raised inside the classroom. So, sinasabi dito na parang hindi na yung main source ng knowledge natin is, although may times na teacher pa rin yung nagbibigay sa atin ng mga knowledge. Pero, dahil nga nag-improve or nag-develop yung mundo natin, ang dami na sa isang click mo lang sa social media or sa network is napakarami ng information na pwede mo provide kapag may gusto kang tanungin, may gusto kang alamin na information na gusto mo is mapaprovide na kaagad ng sa internet or other platforms. So, kumbaga ang nangyayari daw kasi ngayon is hindi na knowledge yung nagiging nai-instruct sa atin, but then yung mga teachers madalas ang nangyayari is tinuturuan na tayo kung paano mag-aral ng mag-isa or ng independent one. So that's why we have the online distance. So online distance learning is one new for some schools, higher education institutions in the country, and educational agencies such as the Southeast Asian Ministers of Education, Innovations, and Educational Technology or now, NETEC, provide this mode of learning. It allows flexibility in learning to a certain extent. So yun nga, hindi naman nabago sa atin kung ano yung online distance learning since tayo mismo is na-experience na natin kung ano nga itong online distance learning na kung saan hindi natin kailangan pumunta ka sa school para magkaroon ng learning environment. So, kaya nga nang sabi ni Joshua, which is true naman na flexible learning environment, yung hindi ka na nakafocus sa isa lang na way of instruction, na kumbaga ikaw mismo is napaka-flexible mo, kaya mong makipagsabayan sa changes na nangyayari sa mundo. Kapag sinabi kasi ang flexible learning environment, from the flexible, pwede kang mag-online, pwede kang pumunta sa classroom as yung physical mo na mag-aral. Pero ngayon nga kasi is meron mga tayong natawag na online distance learning na kung saan is pwede kang kahit na hindi ka na pumunta sa school is pwede kang mag-aral. Like other universities nga na meron kang online distance learning. So sa atin kasi ang nangyari, ng online distance learning is dahil lang sa COVID-19. So, yun yung naging dahilan kung bakit na-introduce sa atin yung online distance learning. Pero, sabi sa research ko is, ang online distance learning kasi is hindi siya, ay matagal na siyang nangyayari sa other universities. Sa atin kasi na-introduce lang siya after nung kasagsagan na. So, naintindihan niyo po ba ang flexible learning environment? Yes po. Now, so let's move on to our different platforms na pwede natin gamitin sa pag-online to our online learning. So, first one, we have the Moodle. So, please read Samantha.
Moodle was created by Martin Gaudiamas, founder and CEO of Mood. Moodle stands for Modular Object-Oriented Dynamic Learning Environment, which is an open source software. It is a learning management system that supports teaching.
Yan, sa first one na natulad yung gamitin is yung Moodle na ginawa ko ni Martin Gaudiamas. So, siya yung founder na Mood. So, pinangalan sa application na is yung Moodle. Na kung saan ibig sabihin ng Moodle ay Modular Object-Oriented Dynamic Learning Environment, which is an open source software. So, ito is later on malalaman kung anong difference nila sa iba't ibang platforms din na magagamit. So, next we have Google Classroom and so please read Miss Kayla.
Google Classroom is a distributed service and it is an LMS that is accessible to the public. You can create classes and perform new roles and function as a facilitator of learning. In 2008, Edmodo was created by Ed Forster, O'Hara, and Susan. Athena 2015, Edmodo and Google Classroom exist that although they discuss several commonalities, there are apparently differences, but with technology things evolve in so short a time. What is clear is that they were created as apps that can integrate with classroom activities. The decision lies in the teacher who determine what works best in their teaching and learning context. Both are amazing tools that can be
So, Google Classroom, so hindi naman na tayo bago sa Google Classroom kasi isa naman yan sa mga ginamit natin ng online distance learning. So, ang Google Classroom kasi at Moodle is pinag-compare nila Edward, Jeff, Hora, or Crystal Hatter at saka Matina na kung saan sabi nila ang difference daw nila is hindi siya ganun kalayo or more on the same sila pero nakakita nila daw sa teacher kung ano yung mas best para sa kanila. So, kung baga ang teacher na yung mag-decide kung yung Google Classroom ba is mas maganda or yung Edmodo. Ayan, so ito yung Moodle pala. Then ito yung Edmodo. So, next we have, third is the Schoology. So, please read Rochelle.
Schoology is another LMS founded in 2009 by Jeremy Ryan Wong. Tim Trinidad and Bill Kinder, you can actually create your own online distance education learning system using any of these platforms.
Ayan, so ang Schoology naman is founded in 2009 by Jeremy Friedman, Ryan Wong, Tim Trinidad, and Bill. So, next and last is the MOOCs. So, please read Sheena.
Another recent modality to learning, systematic content online course, is the model for delivering learning content online to any person who wants to take a course. It allows one to pursue learning without
at the same time, sa MOOCs kasi, may choice ka. It's either gusto mo mag-online lang, pure online, hindi ka pero diba sa Google Classroom, ginagamit lang siya ng teacher para mag-upload tayo ng mga mga activities natin. So dito sa MOOCs nga kasi, ang kaibahan kasi is, nasa sa'yo yung decision kung ano yung choice na gusto mo. So sa difference ng apat na to, sa Moodle kasi advanced customization. Sabi niyo dito, ang Moodle kasi is ikaw bahala, nako-customize siya. Kumbaga, personalize yung ang Google Classroom, syempre alam naman natin kung ano yung Google Classroom, madali na siyang intindihan since yun nga, na-experience natin kung ano yung Google Classroom. So Edmodo combines classroom management with social media style. So kumbaga combination siya na yung pag-physical and either online. And lastly, yung psychology nga is different is others is may grading system naman. Sa psychology, ang pinagkaiba niya sa apat is may grading system na siya or grading assessment na automatic siyang nag-grade sa mga ipa-file or mga isi-send natin mga activities. And lastly, we have the MOOCs nga na kung saan tinawag siyang independent learning kasi nga may choice ka kung ano yung gusto mo i-sundin na part of learning style. So, naiintindihan niyo po ba yung apat na platform sa atin? Naintindihan po? Ayan, so kung talagang naiintindihan po natin, magkakaroon tayo ng simple activity lang about Grand Maria. Maria. Ayan, so ang gagawin po dito is meron tayong example scenario here na kung saan si Maria needs to submit her science project to her teacher. So her school uses Google Classroom as the main platform for online learning. So what steps should Maria take to submit her project using Google? So dito, magpo-provide kami ng numbers 1 to 5. So dito yung scenario. So put the following steps in the correct order for submitting a project on Google Classroom. So ang mangyayari is yung kung ano yung una dapat natin gagawin dyan. So lalagay niyo yung number. Kapag natawag yung pangalan niyo dito is ilalagay niyo kung ano yung first step, second step, hanggang sa fifth last step na dapat gawin ni Maria sa pag-send niya ng kanyang activity. Ayan, so tingnan natin kung sino ang unang ayan, so first remove name. Decision. Check natin later kung ayan, so next we have Marisol. Gitna naman. Gitna. Okay na, malaki na yan. Sige, yung pink. Pink. Saan banda?
Pinaka-order
Gitna.
natin.
Ha? Gitna.
Luisa!
Hayaan niyo lang sila. Orisa. Ayan, so may ano yan. Ayan, so check natin kung ano ang mamuna kasi may na-double sila. So, kapalagay niyo ano yung muna?
Lagi.
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 So, sino nagsagot ng ayan, so next. Anong pagkatapos ng lagi? Ano ang next na gagawin?
Go.
Siyempre, go to
synchronous and synchronous. So are you familiar with these two terms? So, first, please read what is synchronous and
An online chat at real time is a synchronous session. Course participants meet in a virtual classroom and discuss the topic in the lesson. So wherever they are situated in the world, they agree on scheduled session and log in to join the live class. The LMS has this feature. The teacher called as the online tutor facilitates the discussion. Ideas are posted in an actual live class. One cannot lecture and take all the time in its training. In this mode, the course participants are made to be engaged in the flow of discussion. That is why the online tutor has to plan out the discussion.
pag sinabi natin synchronous, it is all about online learning siya. No? Nagamit na natin ito actually nung tayo ay first year since doon, nagka-class tayo ng like, through online, like real time siya kung saan, di ba, may mga discussions tayo na may mga schedules yun ng time na kung saan. Sa time na yun lang natin siya pwedeng i-take yung class na yun since yun ang scheduled time. About sa asynchronous naman is that this is when question or tasks are posted and course participants answer the question or post their reply at any time most convenient to them. They can still one advantage is that you can take their time when replying the LMS mentioned. This lesson has a feature that can allow an asynchronous session. So, pag sinabi naman natin asynchronous, ito naman is, pwede mo siyang sagutan or pwede mong gawin yung task na binigay sa any teacher or ng professor mo na at your own pace na kung saan, kung kailan mas convenient sa'yo. So, pag compare natin, synchronous is, ano siya, live. Kumbaga, sa time na yon, sa schedule na yon, doon mo lang siya pwedeng i-take, gawin yung task, or doon mo lang pwedeng gawin yung activity while pag sinabi natin asynchronous, pwede example nito is mga modules, gano'n na kung saan, or yung mga, may mga activities na kung saan may time na nakalagay doon na okay lang siya kahit gawin mo siya sagutan, or pwede rin umaga. So, naiintindihan niyo ba?
Yes, ma'am.
So now, we will proceed to the models of two ways of learning. So first is we have blended learning. So another way of flexible learning is by combining modalities of instructional delivery. Blended learning is a combination of learning activities wherein a part of the lesson is delivered online while the other part is handled in actual physical setting of a classroom. So familiar na rin kayo dito since lahat tayo naka-experience nito sa may time na magkakaroon ng face-to-face classes and then may other week is magkakaroon naman na online class. So yun ang tinatawag, ganun ang tinatawag nilang blended learning. So there are different kinds of blended learning. So first is face-to-face. Please read Teresa.
Therefore, in the face-to-face model, the teacher delivers the curriculum of the time and utilizes online learning at certain times with a purpose to argument or provide an alternative experience. This instructor is provided in a computer laboratory or assigned tasks are uploaded on.
So, since sinabing face-to-face, meaning ito yung ginagawa natin ngayon na kung saan nandito tayo lahat, ito yung traditional way of learning na kung saan nag-meet tayo na magkakasama or magkakaharap din sinasabi ng face-to-face. So, model 2 is rotation. In this particular course or a subject, students rotate on a fixed schedule between learning online in a one-to-one self-paced learning environment and being inside the classroom with a face-to-face teacher. This is the model that is between the traditional face-to-face learning and online learning. Communication among educators and student. So, dito, pwede namang mag-switch yung student na sa particular subject na pwedeng take niya siya ng face-to-face or pwede rin naman siya yung traditional na or yun nga, face-to-face yung traditional or pwede rin naman survey, salitan. Yeah. And then model 3 is flex, is read, in, model 2.
This model uses an online platform that delivers most of the course. Support the learning is provided as needed through on-site support or by an online tutor who facilitates tutorial or small group sessions can be arranged into synchronious or asynchronous. Course participants may work on their task and any convenient time as long as it is within the confines of the course duration.
So, sa Flex naman, o sa Model 3, ito naman is mostly, ang class is through online, na kung saan pwedeng yung mga course participants ay pwede nilang gawin or sagutan yung mga specific task na binigay ni teacher yung binigay na time duration na kailan yung pwede nilang sagutan anytime basta pasok siya doon sa time limit na binigay. Kunwari, binigay niya yung umaga, tapos pwede mo siya, ang deadline niya is next week. So, ayun, pwede mo siyang sagutan anytime, at least mahabol mo siya sa binibigay na time duration ng teacher. Next is online lab. So, the online lab model uses an online platform in delivering the course but located in a physical classroom or computer laboratory. Since the classroom are in modular format, and available in the online program, teacher assistants supervise these classes. However, they will not provide the needed expertise if learner seeks assistance. So furthermore, students who are enrolled in an online model blended learning may be enrolled in a traditional classroom courses at the same time and therefore have block schedule. So sa online model lab naman is magagamit mo siya kung may problem ka sa most convenient siya sa mga mahina ang mga internet since ito kasi sa online lab parang doon lang sila may mga ibibigay na platform na kung saan pwede lang silang may computer lab doon lang sa mismo sa computer lab na ibibigay sa kanila ni teacher na kung saan doon pwede silang manood ng videos sorry so mga videos ganun na kung saan pwede silang matuto in their own. So, yun. Self-learning itong online lab, but more on, mostly, mas applicable siya, nakakatulong siya sa mga mahirap ang internet. So, Model 5, self-blend, is Reed Jonathan.
The self-blend model is a system provided by the school where the students can choose the course they would like to have in addition to their typical break and mortar classroom classes. This model is always remote, a major difference from the online lab.
So dito sa self-blend, yung mga student is pwede silang mag-take ng extra course or class na pwede nilang i-take na kasabay nun yung mga regular person class nila since self-blend siya. So pwede silang magkaroon nga ng other, kunwari, may hinahabol kang ibang subject. So pwede mo siyang i-take sabay doon na kasama ng isa mong subject. Yun yung self-blend. So Model 6, online driver. Please read, Kayla.
The online driver model utilizes a platform and features delivers only curricula. Students remove paperwork on their program most of the time. If ever there is face-to-face component, it is optional, or if ever it is required for the students to go to physical learning environments such as in school, then it can be extracurricular activities are augmenting the curriculum.
So sa Model 6 or sa online driver, ang way of naman nila dito is mostly pure online. Pure online. But kahit na online siya, pwede rin si teacher nila or yung professor nila, pwede rin siyang support ng mga ideas or mga assistance sa student kung kinakailangan. So, next, we will proceed on online communities of learning or social networking. So, what is networking? Please read, Jessica.
When productive relationships are cultivated, networking works best. And networking provides the group of individuals communicate and connect on regular if an individual has a personal network of people, one that comes from the personal contacts or social commitment or professional.
So, pag sinabi nating networking, pinaka-simple ito is kapag nag-build tayo ng mga connections, hindi lang kumbaga sa face-to-face, kundi pwede din siya through online, pwede sa through social media platforms, gano'n. So, pwede tayo maka-connect sa ibang tao, makikonnect or makipag-communicate sa ibang tao na hindi lang dito kung saan malapit sa atin, kundi pwede rin kahit worldwide siya. So, yun ang networking. So, social networking platforms. May idea ba kayo kung ano yung mga social networking platforms? Yes. Facebook,
Instagram.
So, all of your active. Correct. So, first, let us know muna kung ano yung mga kayong social networking platforms. Una, Facebook. So, familiar naman siguro kayong lahat. So, since familiar na kayo, hindi ko na siya kailangan explain na masyado kasi since lahat naman tayo dito ay may access dito, may Facebook. Yes. So, sino walang Facebook dito? Sino nga dito?
Wala.
So, Facebook, ginagamit natin to na kung saan pwede tayo mag-post ng pictures, ng mga status, and mag-share din ngayon ng mga reels. Diba? Next, Twitter. Sino ang gumagamit ng Twitter sa inyo? So, para saan nga ba ang Twitter? So, kinaibahan naman din Twitter sa Facebook is that mostly ang mga tao sa Twitter is mostly ang mga post din is mga status. Madalang yung mga pictures kasi madalas ilalabas sila yung pictures talaga. Next, LinkedIn. Familiar ba kayo dito? So, kung hindi nyo alam, itong LinkedIn naman is ginagamit siya kung kayo, pero hindi kasi siya masyadong ginagamit dito sa Philippines, sa ibang bansa. Ginagamit nila siya ng mga foreign countries kapag maghahanap sila ng trabaho. Pag maghahanap ka ng trabaho, anong gagamitin nyo? LinkedIn. Okay. Next. Google Plus. Yes. Iba si Google kaya Google Plus. So, itong si Google Plus is designed to be a total communication social network launch in 2011. So, para din siyang, ginagamit din siya pati sa parang social media platform din. Social media platform siya before. But, kakaiba siya sa Google. Para siyang, Facebook. Kaya lang hindi siya masyadong kumatok sa mga audience or hindi masyadong maraming audience yung na-reach niya. So, ang nangyari is, pinapilitan din yung creator or yung developer niya na i-shutdown itong Google Plus. Kaya, kung pansin nyo, hindi tayo pamilyar dito sa Google Plus. So, next, YouTube. Alam niyo din to? Anong pinapanood nyo sa YouTube? Vlog. Sa YouTube naman, mostly sa YouTube is mga videos na kung saan pwede tayong makahanap ng mga online tutorials, mga vlogs, or mga kahit anong mga 5 minutes craft gano'n na kung saan pwede tayong makapulot ng mga aral or lesson, aral na kailangan natin mostly kapag sa school. Next is Pinterest. So, Pinterest, familiar din siguro kayo dito since kapag nag-search tayo minsan ng mga images, magandang magtingin sa Pinterest. Kasi andun yung mga iba-ibang pictures na maganda din yung mga quality gano'n. Pwede mo din siyang pang-inspo kung may kailangan ka, maghahanap ka ng mga organic or aesthetics, gano'n. Next, Instagram. IG, yes. Pag sila music, and it's a social media that makes that it's very easy and straightforward to search just about things. So, Tumblr is para din siya Facebook na pwede kung saan pwede kang mag-vlog, para pwede rin siya sa music and mga so, ginagamit siya para pwede siyang gamitin na para mag-search ka ng kung saan, para na rin siyang Google na pwede kang maghanap ng mga videos, ng mga photos, music, and other things. Ito, next, MySpace. Familiar ka dito? Dito. Please read everyone.
MySpace is another popular social networking website where members can make friends, post blogs, and photos, videos. It was acquired by Specific Media in 2011 and based in Beverly Hills, California. MySpace had its lows or crises but came back stronger and rebranded to focus on music. Personal users can use MySpace to keep up with their favorite artists, have an update on the music industry, see what their friends are listening to, and connect with people who are popular with different sensibilities and
So, dati daw, yung MySpace is ginagamit siya for posting vlogs, photos, and videos. But then, na-rebrand siya noon at ginawa siyang platform for music. So, again, ano yung sinabi ko? Ano yung nangyari? Bakit siya, ano? Ano yung nangyari? Na-rebrand siya? Pinalitan siya at instead na mga parang pang-vlog, pang-videos, pinalitan yung features niya na ginagamit na siya ngayon for music. So, next is Flickr. Flickr, pronounced as Flickr. It is an image and video hosting website that was created by Lolly Corp in 2004 and acquired by Yahoo. It offers massive online photo storage. So, itong Flickr daw, ginagamit naman din siya pang image and video hosting. Next is Bebo. So, familiar ba kayo sa Bebo? So, kaya siya tinawag na Bebo kasi vlog early, vlog then. So, itong Bebo din daw is, ang creator nito is couple. Yun yung nabasa ko na ang creator na lang ito. Ginagamit din siya sa so, now, since nakinig ba kayong lahat? Yes! Ready na ba kayo sa? Yes! So dito, sa activity is ito. Ang gagawin nyo dito is huhulaan nyo kung ang binigay ko is asynchronous ba siya or synchronous. Again, ano ang pinagkaiba ni synchronous sa asynchronous?
Synchronous is real time. Asynchronous is
So, mukhang nag-gets nyo na, so mukhang ready na kayong sagutin to. So,
Play.
wait lang! Tatawag ako ng magsasagot. So, kung gusto...
Pwede na ako kayo magtaas.
Pwede na magtaas. Gusto na ba yung bunot? Hindi na. Ganito na, ano na lang, tawagin na lang. Sino ba? Julius. Ano?
Ma'am, siya ma'am. Tingnan natin.
Recorded online tutorial. Rochelle. Ano? Synchronous? Synchronous.
online class discussion. Sige, kayo. Okay, mga lalaman pa. Ano? Sing? Letter A. Well done.
Galing mo.
Well done.
Tama, I think sa
Pumalpak doon ah. Pero tama siya, kasi live. Ayan, so mukhang nag-guess din naman kung ano yung difference between synchronous and asynchronous. Since nasagutan din naman ng maayos at tama Now let's proceed to the benefits of using social networking. So kung ano nga ba yung mga benefits or na kumuha na din magandang impact sa paggamit natin ng mga social networking. Using social networking websites offers an array of benefits for the users. So the world has become a global village through connectivity. The connection has transcended space and time. So getting connected to family and friends is now just a few clicks away. It is an easy access to keeping in touch with friends or keeping tabs on them. So it provides opportunities for making friends with others who share similar interests and passions. So very self-explanatory naman yung mga benefits na nakukuha sa social networking. So first and foremost nga is nagiging connected tayo with other people. So sinasabi na dito, nagiging connected tayo sa family natin, sa friends, and sa isang speed lang natin, pwede na tayo makipag-communicate sa internet. Also, we can also make friends with other na hindi man natin sila kilala personally, physically, pero nakakapag nag-build tayo ng relationship with them through our similar interests and passion. So, the major advantage of social networking website is that they provide information, news, and views of others around the world. So, can be easily accessed instantly at one's fingertips. So, it easily allows one to transmit information or update contact on what one thinks or how now thinks. So, another benefits nga is yung mga information na gaya na banggit kanina is napakadali na mag-access ng mga information na kailangan natin sa kapag may kailangan tayong malaman, may gusto tayong malaman about things, sa isang click lang natin sa Google or other platforms na pwede makatulong sa atin is madali na siyang ma-provide sa atin kung ano yung mga gusto natin malaman. Like for example, yung mga news na kailangan natin in everyday life, kailangan natin malaman kung ano yung mga nangyayari sa ating mundo. And yun nga, using our social network is na biging madali na para sa atin ma-access yung mga information na dapat din natin ma-access. Social networking websites can support learning or augment educational activities. Young learners are well acquainted with social networking sites and regard them as just a part of the day-to-day activities and school-related discussions. Even after school period, learners can continually connect as they collaborate to accomplish a task or homework using a social networking website. Announcements on assignments or instructions for the upcoming work can be conveniently delivered to concerned individuals in the social networking site. So that's benefits nga na na-provide sa atin is yung about sa pag-aaral natin as students nga. So napakadali na para sa atin na ma-access ng mga information na kailangan natin sa ating pag-aaral. And dito nga, hindi, kumbaga, ang nangyayari kasi through social networks or mga online na ating pag-aaral is hindi nagtatapos yung pag-aaral natin physically sa classroom lang. Diba? Ang nangyayari, like for example, sa atin na lang, nagbibigay ng mga announcement, ng mga assignment, yung mga instructor natin na kung saan hindi man physically nabibigay, pero through messenger na pwede nila i-chat sa atin kung ano yung mga dapat gawin o mga dapat i-accomplish natin sa atin. Ang mga activities na dapat gawin. So those are the benefits na pwede rin makuha sa paggamit nga ng social network website. So kung mayroon ng benefits, syempre meron din tayong mga dangers sa paggamit ng social network website. So ano nga ba kaya yung mga dangers nila? So please read Julius.
making friends with strangers who may be affiliated or individually. No one initially recognizes the true nature of an acquaintance or one who seemingly poses as a friend. Sometimes a younger gets bullied by others who may not even be recognized as friends in a social network.
Ayan, so yun nga, kung mapapansin ninyo, nabanggit kanina, yung itong danger na to is kumbaga nabanggit din siya sa best friends, no, kung saan pwede ka makipag-friend sa ibang tao na hindi mo siya kilala physically or hindi mo siya, hindi mo pa siya nakilala personally. Pero pwede siya maging danger kasi hindi mo makilala yung, nakikipagkilala ka sa isang tao na hindi mo kilala, pero may scenario kasi na pwedeng, kaya pala kayo pareho ng interest, ng passion, kasi binabantayan ka na pala niya. Na, kumbaga, yung pala is isa siyang stalker. Kaya, pwede kayong ma-deceive ng mga tao nasa online world lang. So, yun nga. So, isang danger nga ito. So, dapat tayo mag-ingat kung sino yung mga dapat natin mga kilalanin and dapat natin isaalang-alang yung mga bagay na dapat natin isaalang-alang para hindi po tayo mapahamak sa mga ginagawa niya. So, next. Please read Najelo.
There are also trolls who actually instigate conflict, misunderstanding, or emotional response by eliciting anger or feelings from other users through social media. They post messages that are inflammatory or controversial. Topping this list is also the danger of users getting hooked on internet and may learn to ignore the real world. Their ability to socialize is incapacitated as they devote hours or days on gaming or using the computers, manifesting abuse to themselves. That is why teachers and parents or guardians are protective to the extent of disallowing youngsters to use the internet and social networking sites without realizing that such app denies the opportunity to explore the educational potential it can serve.
So, ayan, so nakakaano na yung sa kanyang danger is, first dito is yung danger sa paggamit, sobrang paggamit natin sa social media. So, may mga times na nasosobrahan na tayo sa paggamit ng mga social media. At the same time, yung sa feelings na, like for example, simpleng example na lang, kapag sa chat ka lang, di ba? May times na akala natin meron yung kausap natin, pero iba pala yung interpretation ng na-receive ng message sa gustong iparating no sender. So, sa social media nga kasi, kailangan natin maging mindful. Tanungin natin communicate natin ng mabuti kasi sa social media, hindi natin alam kung ano yung talagang gusto mong iparating sa atin. And yung paggamit nga natin ng sobrang social media is not good nga, danger nga siya sa atin. Kasi nga pwede na tayong maloko or either pwede tayong magkaroon ng bad effect sa ating health. So, those are the benefits and the dangers of social networking. So, naintindihan niyo po ba?
Yes, po.
Ayan, so now let's move on to the safeguarding oneself when engaging in social networking sites. So, ano yung mga dapat natin gawin para maging safe tayo sa paggamit natin ng mga social networking sites.
So, since nabanggit sa atin ni Ma'am Janice na may mga dangers tayong pwedeng makuha through social networking. So, dito, may mga tips naman tayong magagawa kung paano natin maprotektahan yung sarili natin sa mga dangers online. So, it can be networking, can be confined or monitored within the school system. So, student can use social networking platforms designed for educational purposes that will allow students to post, share, and discuss insight-based brand and activity. Some of these sites are Super Club, Plus, Learning Journey, Scuttlebutt, among others. Wonderback, however, is that sometimes youngsters are not enticed to use the social networking platforms because they are not attractive as Facebook or Twitter. So, ito yung mga, meron ditong 9 or 10 tips na magagamit para protektahan natin yung sarili natin sa mga online dangers. So, first, social networking account has password and login details. Secure password and keep them private. So, permanent part of online reputation. As you use the internet, you leave a digital footprint which can be traced back to it. So, kailangan daw kapag gamit ka ng mga, kailangan tandaan mo kung ano yung mga pinopost mo since pwedeng permanent yun at pwedeng magamit din yun against sa'yo na hindi mo inaasahan. Fifth, do not accept invites from contacts unless you know them personally or you are unsure of their identity. So, huwag daw tayo basta-basta mag-accept ng friend request sa mga hindi natin kilala or hindi familiar sa atin. Six, consider the effect of possible posts and others before deciding to do so. So, ito, important to kasi, yun nga, consider natin kung pwede bang makaka-affect pa yung post mo sa ibang tao, kung makaka-humiliate ba siya or ano ba siya ng offensive words. 7, using appropriate language is essential. So, kapag sa online, of course, hindi porke online yan, kailangan balasubas tayo. Of course, kailangan din natin gumamit ng mga appropriate language. 8, better safe than sorry. You should accept friends and connection when you are sure of the person's identity. Personally, meeting someone we only meet online is discouraged. So, meaning, hindi tayo dapat basta-basta makikipag-meet up sa mga hindi naman natin talaga totally kilala or yung kakakilala mo lang, tapos meet up mo agad. So, hindi dapat ganon. 9, when there is an indication of harassment or abuse, it is advised that you report this by clicking the report button of abuse. So, of course, kapag may harassment or mga hindi na magandang nangyayari, of course, kailangan din i-report mo ito. Next, last, bullying takes place even in social networking websites. So, pinaka-ano nito is cyberbullying that uses the site messages, updates, and other functions to harass, intimidate, humiliate, or pick on the individual. When this happens, you can do the following action. First is ignore the behavior by not responding at all. So, ignore mo lang ito, huwag mong pansinin. Next is block. Block mo yung taong yun. Third is click a report button of abuse. Of course, i-report mo kung sino yung taong yun, yung account na yun, yung user na yun. And then, last, talk to a trustworthy adult about it. Of course, kailangan mo din mag-open up sa mga mas nakakatanda sa'yo and sa mga talagang mapapagkatiwalaan. So, that's all.
Ayan, so naiintindihan niyo ba kung ano yung mga steps na gagawin kapag para maprotektahan natin yung identity natin sa social media?
Yes,
Ayan, so to really assess your understanding and kung talagang may natutunan kayo. So, we have here a last game na kung saan ang title na is Pick Up Number. So, bubunutin ni Teacher Ruela kung sino yung mga sasagot. So, ang mangyayari is yung nakatawag na pangalan is pupunta sa harapan para kunin yung isang number, tanggalin dyan at basahin yung tanong at siya ang sasagot sa akin. So, naintindihan mo?
Dinimog mo yung kanina.
Hindi. Ay, hindi. Ayan, si Jessica, mamili ka ng isang number dyan.
The question is, what is the difference between synchronous and
Based sa naintindihan ko kanina, pag sinabing, ano number? Synchronous is may live discussion or sa synchronous is yung opposite with mo. Kunwari, basahin yung mga modules na sinend ng teacher mo kahit kailan.
Tama.
What is blended learning? So, dun sa nabanggit ko kanina, yung blended learning is yung pagkasama ng online, ano tawag ito yung o yung online learning sa traditional. Okay.
What does LMS stands for?
Ayan, so ibig sabihin ng LMS ay
Learning Management System.
ano number? Ang number daw? Ang tanong is, sino ang nag-create ng Moodle?
Which platform is best for sharing creative ideas like projects, interests?
Ayan, so sa 6, sabi niya, name one platform for professional network. Yung ito lang nakabalisin.
Yung dito yung katatapos ko.
LinkedIn, di ba doon tayo ginagamit natin para mag-apply sa mga trabaho. So next. Ano number? 9. So number 9 is, what is the purpose of LinkedIn?
Nakasabi lang.
For working purposes daw.
For working purposes? Binigyan ba natin? Okay. Or apply ng mga trabaho.
Isa na lang pagkatapos ito. Number 4 lang.
Number 4.
Ano? Uy, number. Ano? Sabi mo sa yan.
So, what does MOOC allow people? No, ano yung ginagawa na, or ano yung allows people to do? Ano yung ginagawa niya?
Ano siya ginagawa? Online.
Ibig sabihin,
Ano ba?
allows people to do what does MOOC allows people to do? Kung ano yung purpose niya.
Pass naman.